800-951-0592. Gold's up 17 here, 2011. Silver's up 27 cents, 25.36 now on silver. We've been talking about availability on silver. It is very, very limited. I appreciate everybody being patient. Especially with Silver Eagles. It's just taking, instead of 2 to 3 days, it's 2 to 3 weeks. Continue to be patient. We still have some 10-ounce silver bars at $310 today. That is the best buy. It's sad to think about it, but that is the best buy in silver, and it's really not really close at all. I mean, you've got Silver Eagles $41 and change. You can buy a 10-ounce silver bar at $31. $10 difference there. Junk silver, silver half dollars are just unobtainium. Dimes and quarters they're pushing. Right, they're pushing on 38 and change, $39 on the junk. So 10-ounce silver bars is right now the buy of the day. I did get some good news. The largest wholesaler in the world, who, by the way, they're the ones that we've been dominating the $10 market, the half-ounce pre-1933 market. They actually emailed me this morning and Brittany and I and said, hey, we've got a few more 10s. We got some more 10s. Keep selling them. So $10 pieces. Listen, gold's up $16, $17. I'm going to hold yesterday's price. I'm going to give you one more shot at it here. $1,225. 10 or more, $1,215. But Jason, we also will have a unique little offering. Jason and I have been working on something. We've been kind of keeping it under our hat. Jason started telling a few people here in the last few weeks, but in Colorado, we have our office there at the radio station, and we needed something a little farther south, like Aurora and Denver and all of these other cities to the south. Johnstown was a little too far to go. Jason is actually working now. Today is kind of the first day at our new location, so we'll have 2 offices now in Colorado, in Fort Lupton. And Jason will give all the ins and outs there, but I want you guys to know that we have about $20 gold pieces. If you want to be the first people to buy and pick up gold at Fort Lupton, we were saving these. We were hoping to be open yesterday. It just didn't happen. We had some issues. So we were saving these for this. So, for the Fort Lupton pickup only, unfortunately, I can't do this for anybody else because I don't have the 20s. But if you want to order and pick up in Fort Lupton, you can actually pick up today, which is also unusual. Those 20s would be at that $24.25 price at 800-951-0592. And Jason, tell everybody where we're at there.
Yeah, it's been a transition. It's Joe and I had dreamed of having this thing up and running in March, and then it's like, well,
silly us.
Then we thought, well, maybe April 1st, and it's just there's a lot of. When I put the office together in 2018 in the Johnstown radio station, I had that one corner little office and that one sliver on the side of the building, and I had to get the safe cleaned up. And there wasn't going to be a lot of money for fixing things up and painting and getting the floors. When Joe and I found this building here in Fort Lupton, it just kind of screamed at us to come and get it. And for just multiple reasons, we needed to be moving to a new location. And so here we are. It's been, everything from the internet to the electricity to, the furnace. painting and flooring, and it's just, we had to recondition the building. We found a good price on the building, but it was 1980 built, and it looked 1980 old, not fixed up. So lots of work getting a safe in here, getting the product moved over. It's just, I'm not even 100%. I'm actually working in Fort Lupton, in Johnstown, just for a few hours today. I'm going to be back in Fort Lupton. So we wanted to say, hey, there's a lot of people that want to come and visit the new office. It's going to be a lot more convenient for a lot of people. It's going to be less convenient for other people. We're working out the details. Bernice is going to be there, we believe, in Johnstown on Tuesdays. So if you need to have that closer pickup, we're going to give you that one day of the week. But everything else is going to come through Fort Lupton. And I think this special is cool. If you want to be the first guy in, I can meet with you late today, 3 o'clock-ish, 4 o'clock-ish time frame. Or I can meet with you tomorrow right after you get off the air here at noon. If you want to be the first guy to meet in the office, I think 2020 is, what'd you say, at 24, 25, Joe? That's a pretty cool way to be the first guy.
We had those yesterday for everybody. Today it's just going to be the Fort Lupton people, and Jason actually has them. So that's kind of another little difference there. But it's a pretty cool place. We've done it right. It looks great. If you're on YouTube, that background you see, that's the studio in the Fort Lupton office. And we're pretty excited about it. So it'll make things more convenient for the guys down south. For the people up north, don't worry. We're gonna have something worked out. We'll work something out to where that Johnstown location will continue to be able to serve people as well. Jason said it'll just be limited. We'll have certain days of the week that we'll get it done. But we are pretty excited as well. Let's face it, we're growing. That'll be another reason. Another reason why we think things aren't going to be so good, because we're busy and we're growing, and it's just that way. When does gold do well? Well, usually when things aren't so good is when gold does really well, and so this is just an example of, hey, Jason, there really isn't. There's very few roadblocks here for gold right now. They put themselves in this terrible position. Commercial real estate, the latest to fall. I mean, this is a weekly event now. And this is a company we talked about last week. Brookfield defaulting on another location. Remember last week it was L.A., 2 towers in L.A. This time it's in the nation's capital. A little jingle mail going on, $161.4 million deal for 12 office buildings. Think about this, 12 office buildings in D.C. They said, hey, we don't know what to do. I know what you got to do. Get the bulldozer out. That's what we probably need to do. But when we get back, we'll talk about how big can this problem really get. Don't touch that dial. 800-951-0592, and just some data points here. Values in D.C. down 36% from a year ago. It's a big problem. Real big problem. Down 36%. And again, as these keys get handed back, they're going lower. The occupancy rates, this is incredible. They said that the average office occupancy across D.C. is at 43%. That means these buildings are 57% empty. Can't make money on that. According to, let me tell you what Bank of America says. He goes, this is their explanation of what's happening on commercial real estate. You know what commercial real estate is, they said? A boa constrictor, tightly wrapped around the economy, suffocating growth for at least the next 2 years. And then as far as Brookfield, this is just one cut. Now, Brookfield's pretty big. But here's what they're saying about the portfolio. This is Bloomberg pointing this out. that dozens and dozens of buildings in the Brookfield portfolio, and listen, Brookfield, they're a good company. Just telling you, they're a good company. At least I think they are. Every commercial real estate portfolio. We talk about Blackstone all the time. Well, you know why they're limiting redemptions? Because the buildings aren't worth the money that they've borrowed on it. But here's what they're saying. Dozens and dozens of buildings in their portfolio have an occupancy average of just over 50%. It's not good. That means the buildings are half empty or more. They said in comparison, in 2018, now listen to this. This is just Brookfield, just in loans originated in 2018. Because remember what I told you. Right? They don't really pay these things off. Right? They borrow, they pay interest only, they use ARM loans, right? That's what they do. They said that's down from almost 80%, 79% to 50%. So 80% to 50% on top of most of these places have suffered losses of the building, right? The building itself is down 10, 20, 30, 40, 50%. And oh, by the way, the occupancy rates have fallen from 80% to 50%. Jason, that's easy math. I don't care who you are, you don't pay.
Brookfield's pretty big. I remember last time you mentioned they were having some defaults, and I looked it up. And if the numbers are correct that I looked up, BlackRock is considered $8 billion. Brookfield's considered $500 million, $500 million. So I mean, 1/16 the size of BlackRock, and BlackRock's a juggernaut, right? So this is not a small deal, Joe. When this size of a company has any kind of troubles with properties, I understand the idea of bankrupting properties because it makes no financial sense. But you're developing a kind of a line on these guys with a recurring problem. That means more than just maybe sickened property. That might mean something much bigger, Joe.
Yeah, and again, remember what that means, right? We've got 1,600 plus banks that this is going to be a big problem for. And of course, what does that also mean? Hey, they're not going to lend. Who's going to lend on commercial real estate, right? That's the other problem, right? That's another leg. How about Bob Nardelli? He's the former CEO of Home Depot. He came out yesterday and says, man, get ready. We're getting ready to see a lot of bankruptcies. Started talking about companies like Walmart, Walmart's been laying off. Walmart's been closing stores. Now, some of them they've closed, theft, right? Yeah, maybe a couple of them, but let's be honest. That's going to be pretty convenient, right? Yeah, well, it's a theft problem. Let's just close a whole bunch of stores out there. But he says that the complexity of the American economy today is different than anything I've seen in my 52 years. And this is why I wanted to quote this guy. Because you know what he's talking about. We got a problem. Because for 50 years, the answer was just create more money. Right? Cover it up. Oh, gosh, the Fed wet the bed again. Gosh darn it. Had a bad dream and wet the bed. Get out the newspaper. Right? Get out the printing press. Let's cover it all up. Jason, inflation is still here. You can't cover it up. Right? I mean, here's the choice. Cover it up and just say, screw 2%. We're going to, could you imagine if the Fed had to say, listen, the new target's 5% where gold would be?
Yeah, Walmart, whether you like them or don't, and I know a lot of people dislike the whole big corporate thing. You like your local department stores, but whether you like them or not, Walmart only has two reasons for leaving a location or not showing up at a location. The smaller reason, but it happens, is that a community sort of makes rules that sort of block certain size stores. Boulder did a thing. Boulder's a big, rich community, but they didn't want to have the big monolith Walmart there, or they're no corporatism of the area. But when Walmart leaves an area, Joe, your area is depressed and it's bad. Walmart, they will suck a dime out of a penny if they can. So
a lot of tax revenue.
They
That's
can
a lot
be.
of sales tax. Let's not forget that. Hey, listen,
Yep.
when we get back, how many bankruptcies did happen? I'm going to give you the update for March.
Let's just say it's stacking up here. Patriot Radio News Hour, final segment coming up.
800-951-0592. Joe and Jason, final segment here on this Tuesday. Gold's up 15 right at this moment. 2010. Silver's up 25 cents. 25.33. The Dow, the S&P, and the Nasdaq are all lower today. The specials for the day: the 10-ounce silver bar until they're gone, $310. Remember, we were running the 5-ounce silver bars. That lasted about a week, and then we ran out. So 10-ounce silver bars here at $310. The $10 Liberties continue to be a very strong buy here. $1,225, 1 through 9, 10 or more, $1,215. And then our Fort Lupton special. This is 4 pickup in Fort Lupton, celebrating our new office opening. You can only get them there. They're I had to think about it. $2,425 on the 20s there at 800-951-0592. Listen, this is easy here, guys. It's not even a hard call. Layoffs up 400% year over year. That's a fact. That's Challenger Gray and Christmas. That's a fact. Up 400%, and people are talking about whether or not there's going to be a problem. Bankruptcy filings. This is across the entire United States, across all major industries. March, a new high, 42,368 bankruptcy filings. That's just up 17% from a year earlier. By the way, the highest monthly total, the first quarter came in. Oh, I'm sorry, corporate bankruptcies. Let's hit this one. So these are publicly traded companies. 71 filings in March. That's up 22% from February's filings. And by the way, corporate bankruptcies first quarter, 183. Now, that doesn't sound like a lot. Believe me, it is. That is more than any comparable period for the last 12 years. So, Jason, listen, the signs are there if people want to look at them. But again, they don't want to. Let's just, if we don't talk about it, then maybe nobody will notice.
Fed did say that they were trying to get the jobless rates up. They said that was their goal. Yeah, they actually said it out loud. This phase. Actually, we need to get rid of jobs. Where's all the labor unions getting mad at the Fed right now? And they also said soft landing, right, Joe? They're attempting to do both. So it's not like this is should be a surprise. They're doing it. They're smashing the job market. They're trying for this so-called soft landing, but that means they're expecting something bad to happen. It's going to happen.
Let me tell you right now, when they tell you their new baseline is for a recession, that's a problem. Because they're so when the Fed is always wrong on the dovish side, right? They always, whatever they say their baseline is, it's always overly optimistic. I'd feel a little better if, hey, half the time, they were too pessimistic, and the other half the time, they're always. That's not. We know it's going to be worse than that. This is what we're talking about here. This is, believe me, I think this range just below the new all-time highs is not going to last very long. And when it does, we're going to go way above this. This is a great time to get in. 800-951-0592. Jason and I, we're coming right back with the Half Empty Cup.